What's going on, everybody? Hope you're all having a fantastic Monday night. Thank you for tuning in to another edition of On the Road to Victory. I am your host, Jimmy Smith. And guys, look, the staff is finally filling out, and I'm getting excited about it. I wanted to see a lot of these names that were talked about who was actually going to make this roster when it came to the coaches. So, look, I think that they're young, obviously, most of these coaches, and people don't know who they are. So a lot of people are upset and going into this next year very pessimistic, and literally the offseason just began today. So I'm here to try to talk a little bit about who these guys are and what we got going on with this coaching staff, because there's just way too much negativity about this team. Look, we all know we needed changes. A lot of bad things are happening. And of course, the biggest question at hand is, will Wentz really be traded? And I don't think it's a question of will anymore, more than it is just when. So that's crazy to even say. Obviously, a lot of people love Carson Wentz. I love Carson Wentz. I still love Carson Wentz. But the thing is, if he goes somewhere else, I'll see you later. And if he really is not speaking to anybody and he really does want to be let go, like, that's crazy if he wants to be traded, but he's not saying anything, so I really don't know. But to sit here and act like nothing is wrong would be ridiculous, because clearly something is, and clearly the Eagles are fielding calls from people about trading Carson Wentz. So holy hell, looks like he could be gone. But I'm ready to see what this new team looks like. And Jalen Hurts, we drafted him for a reason. I know a lot of people are talking about us drafting a quarterback. I hope we don't do that. Maybe bring in a veteran guy. Maybe if you're trading Carson Wentz, you grab a veteran guy in that process. Not really sure what happens. But, who really cares? Let them grow together. That's exactly my thought process. A lot of people want to, just think negatively right off the bat. And it's like, dude, we have no idea what's going to happen. There are a lot of young guys on offense here. You see Nick Sirianni, head coach, but Shane Steichen, the guy that obviously most of these guys come from either the Chargers, the Colts, or some kind of background with Nick Sirianni. A couple of them don't, but they have relationships with a lot of these guys. So you see this, and today we obviously hired Jemal Singleton. So that was a move that, some people right away were like, oh, big shoes to fill, Deuce Staley. And it's like, well, yeah, man. But he was a running back coach. He's been a running back coach for a very long time. But, he's now going to join Nick Sirianni as the assistant head coach. He was somebody that they coached together with the Colts back in 16-17. Then he was the running back coach for the Raiders. Then the past couple of years, he's been the running back coach for the Cincinnati Bengals. He was just supposed to be the running back coach and special teams coordinator for Kentucky with Mark Stoops, but, well, now he's decided to join Nick Sirianni. So he's going to be the assistant head coach and running backs coach. And I'm excited to see what he brings to the table. You saw what he's done with Joe Mixon. You saw Frank Gore got over like 2,000 yards. Dude, I'm excited to see what all of these guys do, not just him. So you saw the list. I'll pop it up here again. But Brian Johnson, we talked about him. That was the guy that, his Jalen Hurts' dad was his coach. And obviously, Brian Johnson tried to get Jalen Hurts to go to Mississippi State. Didn't happen. They had Dak Prescott. We all know that. Jeff Stoutland's back. Aaron Moorhead's back. We all know who they are. Jeff Stoutland, the best offensive line coach in the game. Love to see him back. But Aaron Moorhead, some people a little pissed off about that. But look, I don't think he was really given much of an opportunity. I think I'd like to see what he can do with these receivers, with a lot of these guys, Shane Steichen, Kevin Patullo, guys with, passing game, offensive quality control, quarterback, wide receiver stuff, all of this background. And then you see Jason Michael with tight ends background. He used to work for the Titans. There's some guys with some experience here. A lot of these guys worked with Nick Sirianni, Kevin Patullo, and Steichen with the Colts. Steichen with the Chargers. And, so people trying to get pissed off because there's not enough old people. People they don't know from Madden or whatever it is. Look, I get it. You want to have some veteran presence. But, look, maybe we still add somebody. Let's not just think that this is it. There's going to be some assistant coaches, some people added in. We'll see what happens. But so far, I'm liking it. And then you go to the defensive side of the ball and special teams. Looking at Jonathan Gannon, I was excited. Somebody we talked about as a possible candidate for the defensive coordinator spot. Somebody that was with Nick Sirianni with the Colts after, Frank Reich went to the Colts, brought those guys in. He was the defensive backs coach, but he was doing defensive back stuff with the Vikings when we played against him in 2017. He's somebody that, I'm very intrigued by. I want to see what he does with this defense. But then you see Tracy Rocker, someone we talked about, also used to work with the Titans, and a million colleges that we talked about, Auburn, and oh my God, there was everything under the sun. But I'm excited to see what he does. Nick Rallis, young guy, worked with the Vikings as well. He was a linebackers coach, like quality control, an assistant. So intrigued to see what he does here. Denard Wilson, we talked about the work he did with the Jets, defensive back. I know that's the Jets. They're not that great, but excited to see what he does. And then Jay Valai, man, people were really excited about him, the fans, a lot of his ex-players and whatever, some people that know him saw the post that I made, and they spoke so highly of him. So I'm really excited. The energy he brought, we showed in that video. I'm really excited to see what he does. And we're not exactly sure what his role is, but that's why there's that question mark there. He might be the cornerbacks coach per se, whereas Denard Wilson just runs the whole secondary. So we'll see. But I'm excited about the young guys, and I'm excited about the unknown. Then you talk about Michael Clay. Michael Clay was here with Chip Kelly. He actually used to play for Chip Kelly, was like second team All-Pac, now Pac-12. Now, if you want to hold that against him, whatever. But he, did some defensive quality control stuff. Then he went with Chip Kelly to the 49ers, did some special teams stuff there. He was an assistant still with San Francisco the last couple of years on the special teams department. So he's now coming here, and he's going to be our special teams coordinator. Not upset about that. Dave Phipp, have a great time with the Detroit Lions and Deuce Staley. You guys take care. And who else did they take? John Dorsey, those son of a bitches. But not happy about that. So if Wentz traded and does good and Hurts doesn't pan out, will Howie be moved? I think that's the one thing we're all holding on to. Now Howie is on the hot spot. You've gotten rid of everybody. You've gotten rid of Doug Peterson. You've gotten rid of Carson Wentz. Well, essentially that's what's about to happen. We all do believe. It's all on you now, man. You picked Jalen Hurts. You pushed everybody out. You better hope that Nick Sirianni figures him out and we get a true receiver in this draft or a tight end or whatever the hell we're doing. You got some picks. We'll see what we trade Carson Wentz for. And then maybe we'll see if we're not dancing a couple times in the first round, which would make me very excited because this draft is loaded. I'm excited about this draft. You guys have been seeing the work we've been doing over at 4th and John. It has been fantastic getting to talk to some of these prospects. Check out the Talk to Prospect interviews we've been doing over there, the articles everybody's putting out. It has been great time, and it's about to get real because the offseason just truly started. So we've been putting it in since, our season really ended, and we were doing it beforehand because, well, we all knew the season was over before it ended. Now, I think that the thing we talked about was Howie Roseman. He was going to be around, so this is it, man. Jeffrey Lurie, we all know you love him, okay? Well, if he messes this up, if Hurts fails, which I don't want to put that evil on him, I want to see him do well, I think, Howie will be out the door if that's the case. And I think wherever Carson Wentz goes, he'll probably succeed unless you're putting him on the Bears, then he has no offensive line again. Best of luck. We'll see if Allen Robinson would go back. Not sure. But anyway, we'll see what happens there. But yes, good question. And I think he's definitely on the hot seat. Has to be. Seen reports saying that Carson's talking with everyone else on the team but Howie. Well, there's apparently a disconnect there, and probably started when he drafted Jalen Hurts. We talked about that. Oh, no problem. It's fine. Well, there was a problem, is a problem, and it's just growing. So probably not talking to him because he thinks he's a jackass, and he's probably going to get traded. So, wow, crazy. And yes, great point. Tim got production from Gio Bernard, too. He's good with passing the running backs out of the backfield. That's something that we talk about. Nick Sirianni integrating into this offense of his, whatever it is, a lot of tight end usage. So excited to see a lot of this stuff. Adding coaches that will help with that. And yes, Gio Bernard had 600, 700 some yards with him when Joe Mixon got hurt. So exactly, Tim, he did great with him, brought him around. And I'm really just hopeful. And I know that these guys suck. I've never heard of them. It's like, well, dude, half the time you never even heard of most of our assistant coaches anyway. So it's ridiculous that people are pissed about it. It's like, look, we'll find out. We will find out. I'm just trying to be hopeful. Looking at these guys' resumes, they got to start somewhere. What if they're all the next great coaching staff that clicks together and figures stuff out, and these guys are becoming head coaches soon? Like, you never know, dude. So I saw what Steichen did with Justin Herbert, and people could say whatever they want, but I really thought that he did a pretty damn good job. And you can try to say it was Pep Hamilton. I'm sure he did a lot to help, but it's like, look, there was a couple fourth down plays that everybody holds against Shane Steichen. Not ready to do that myself. I'm ready to see what he does with this team. You got Miles Sanders, you got Jalen Reagor, you got Dallas Goedert. Zach Ertz is probably going to get traded. You've got weapons, man. Travis Fulgham, Greg Ward. Who knows with Quez Watkins and John Hightower? Not real sure, but there's so many ifs. You talk about that line getting older. Lane Johnson, Brandon Brooks. Who knows if Jason Kelsey's back? We got a battle at left tackle with Dillard and Mailata. We got to see what we have in that first round pick. But Mailata, thank God he's been stepping it up. That was great to see. Sayamalu, maybe he has to kick the center if Kelsey retires. Gotta hope that Driscoll and Urbig keep improving. I like our depth there, but maybe look to add more in this draft. There's a lot of talent, so we'll see. We talk about adding more draft capital, probably in the likes of trading some of these guys. That is Wentz and Ertz, essentially. Other than that, you got to build around a lot of these younger guys. So really trying to have hope for these young coaches too. We go after a tackle with an early pick. No, I would not. Lane Johnson sells a couple years. I think the Eagles will still rely on that. I love Lane Johnson. He is a beast. Brandon Brooks back. That'll be great. But you got Dillard and Mailata battling it out, man. And I think they did great. Dillard didn't do so well, but I think he was looking good till he got hurt. He added that 20 pounds of muscle, and I think that affected the shoulder. They talked about it being banged up, and then he got hurt. It was like, well, why didn't you sit him? Whatever. We got to find out about Mailata, but we also got to break records in setting the most starting offensive lines in a season. So not so great. I would take an earlier round, maybe, if there's a stud in the second round available, like there was last year, and Lloyd Cushenberry, pass on that. I don't know, man. Third round, you got to add depth, and those are very important positions if Brooks would get hurt. But then you talk about having Jack Driscoll, who I really like, who could provide depth at right tackle, not so much left tackle. But you have Mailata and Dillard. One of them would be depth. And then you're talking about Nate Urbig, who I really like, can play guard positions. And, he did play center, not so much last year. They didn't really even use him. They had Luke Uriga come in, if you guys remember that. But Nate Urbig, I really like him, and he has that versatility. So I'm excited and think that we could add some linemen, but you might not have to go too high because we do have depth, and I think they could keep growing. So we'll see. We'll see. Wentz gets traded, Kelsey retire. I'm calling. Well, dude, if you're calling it, I've been calling it for a very, very long time. I mean, when you saw them on the field, you got to remember it was the three of the guys that we're talking about, Ertz, Wentz, and Kelsey. They're probably all going to be gone, dude. So, yeah, I mean, the proof is in the pudding. And we all wanted to believe that, Wentz, no, it can't be. Well, it is. And he's not saying anything, so that's petrifying. And now it's dead ass serious because Adam Schefter, Chris Mortensen, these guys aren't going to make shit up. Look, and, I get frustrated at them all the time because it's, well, this week they said this week, and it's like they just want to tug on your chain, and they do it, especially during the season when things are going. I hate that. I do. So that's why I try to bring you guys whatever's truly actually happening. And right now, there is ass loads of talk happening right now. Like there really is people calling for Carson Wentz. Like it's happening. So as much as people don't want to believe it, it's happening. And that's unfortunate, but it's going to be the Jalen Hurts show. It looks like. I don't think we're going to draft a quarterback, but the Eagles, they believe they're a quarterback factory. That's good for them. I can't deal with that half the time. But, adding young guys. But look, Jemal Singleton is 45. That's not necessarily that's not old at all, but he's not super young. I know everybody's, they're too young. Like, look, let's be real. And, he's part of that Colts tree too. So people get excited about the whole Cheagles thing. You get the Chargers, Eagles, Colts in there. I mean, there's a connection. You talk about the tree, that people come from. That's just how it works, man. These people, they give you an opportunity, and hopefully we're giving the right people the right opportunity. So we'll find out soon enough, ladies and gentlemen, but not soon enough to be real with you. Washington football team called for Wentz. Yeah, they've been called for everybody. I said as long as they don't trade him in the division, like obviously Prescott and Daniel Jones are probably the quarterbacks for those respective teams of the Cowboys and Giants. But look, let's be real. Washington's looking for a quarterback. I don't want them to get Deshaun Watson, dear God, but I definitely don't want them to have Wentz. Please don't do that. Wentz, if you traded the Bears, don't bring Foles back in the trade. No, dude, we don't want Foles. We don't want that distraction. You don't get rid of a quarterback controversy to start a quarterback controversy. And whether you want to believe it is or not, and Foles is this mentor, the fans are going to be ridiculous. And as much as you want to act like they don't have a point, it'll be bad. It'll be really bad because as soon as he does something wrong, and it's, Foles, the greatest ever. And look, I was one of the only people that believed in Foles. So I'm not a Foles hater. I hate when people say that. It's like, dude, I love Nick Foles. He got us the Super Bowl. I'll love the dude forever. Only problem is, he can't stay healthy during a full season, and it was Wentz's team. Like, it was time to move on after that. Wentz was the one that got us there. So it's like, I don't want that again. I really don't. And they will start day one. You're right. Yeah, the greatest. And it's like, dude, I told them right after that season, I was like, why are you guys saying Wentz doesn't stay healthy? Have you seen Nick Foles' career stats, his game logs? He's never made a whole damn season. And you show it, and then he got hurt for the Jags. Then he goes to the Bears, gets hurt. It's like, dude, I love the guy, but let's keep it real. You want to talk about Wentz having an injury history? He's been perfectly fine. He just sucked last year. So it is what it is. If I was the Saints, I'd be calling the Birds. Yeah, I know that they're in a complete cap hell situation. They're really bad. So I'm not sure if they could make that happen, but I know that Drew Brees is planning on retiring. He restructured. That opened up some cap space for them, I believe like $25 million or something. But I'm not sure. I really don't know. I'm sure they could work things out if they needed to. Give us Marshawn Lattimore, and I'll be dancing through the streets. But I don't know if they'd want to do that. Do not like the Saints. I don't think they like us. So I'm not sure if they would do something like that, but we'll see. 9 years in the league, never played 16. That's exactly what I'm saying. Nobody understands that, and they're, oh, yeah, that's great. Yes. And it's like, look, I sat here my first year ever doing this and said Nick Foles was the perfect backup. When he came in, he was going to win the Super Bowl. You don't know. Mike Missinelli tried to tell me, hanging up on me. It's like, look, dude, told your ass. And I'm just trying to point out the fact that I also stated after that it was Carson Wentz's team, and Nick Foles, no matter what happened, he wasn't going to stay healthy. And I don't want to put that evil on him, but I don't know, man. I don't know. Give us MT. Yeah, Michael Thomas. Dear Lord. Yeah, I know they call him the slant guy, and they're saying that, he's not that great. It'd be fantastic to have someone like him, but that's another big-ass contract. I think we need to find one in the draft, man. I think, if Jamar Chase is available, you take him. And then if not, Devontae Smith. Got Kyle Pitts there. You could trade back, maybe a couple picks, add some more draft capital. You could really do a lot of great stuff. I'm really hoping that Howie, I know that we have been barely let down, and it's not that we've been hard on him. He deserves it. People, he's done great stuff. It's like, yeah, no, I understand. He's done good things, but he's done some really shitty things too. And a lot of other teams passed on DK Metcalf, so I'm not going to be upset. And Justin Jefferson, there's other receivers that were taken. I get it. But we did. He did that for J.J. Arcega-Whiteside. And I love Jalen Reagor, and I still think he, in this offense, I'm hopeful for him. So it's hard to say, but I don't know, man. We're going to find out what this whole staff looks like. Still drives me nuts. Wentz had MVP season that year. People only gave credit to Foles. And that's the thing. It's like, dude, he brought us there. Do you guys remember how nuts he was that season? And he was still leading the league in touchdowns, all the way to the last game. And then he was only 2 behind Russell Wilson or whatever. And it was like, what the dude, he was phenomenal. And then they ruined him. I mean, that injury messed him up, and then they tried to make him a pocket passer and this and that and that. It sucks to see his regression. So, yeah, that sucks. That really sucks. So, I wanted the best for Carson, and I wanted that here, but he's going to go somewhere else, and that blows. That does. So, whatever. We're going to see what we got with our coaches. We're going to find out what these guys have in store. And, I'm excited about it, guys. I really think, give him a chance. Give him a little chance. You see that from the top here, you got the head coach all the way through the offense, and then to the defense and special teams. We got them all in there. And I really think that you guys should just give them a chance before you lose your minds, because they are the Philadelphia Eagles coaching staff now. And as much as people want to hate on them or think negatively or this and that, they're our coaches, man, and we should be hoping the best for them, because really at the end, it's just always go Birds. You guys should know that. Come on, man. So I'm excited about these guys. I don't really want to hear the negativity. I really don't, because we have no idea what's going to happen. It sucks. It sucks that this began for, Nick Sirianni's tenure that this is happening. But for it to begin like this, it's unfortunate. But I'm hopeful that he's focusing in on like, okay, if it's Hurts, this is the way I'm going. If it's Wentz, we'll see what they're doing in the draft, and hopefully they keep him in the loop, talk to him, find out what's going on. I think if you add a true weapon to this team, have a healthy offensive line, a coach that runs the ball, add another running back with Miles Sanders, I think this team could actually not be so far off as everybody says. Well, we're going to be the Jets down in the dumpster. It's like, look, man, I don't think it's that bad. But yeah, it's very sad we're at this point. I don't want this. I didn't want Doug Peterson to be gone. He won us the Super Bowl. I didn't want Carson Wentz to fail. I wanted to see him win us many Super Bowls. And it's like, wow, this is where we're at, huh? This is where we're at. And yeah, well, this is where we're at, guys. And I'm sorry. I didn't want it to be like this. It's truly sad. Like watching Doug go, it was like, what the like, is this really happening? And then when you start really getting into the talks about Carson Wentz, it's like, damn, dude, Carson Wentz is really like my jersey is that's okay. That's insane. But Jalen Hurts, was exciting when he came in for that little bit, but he definitely has to work on his throwing. And we talked about that, dude. A lot of things he needs to work on, but he was a rookie. He didn't have an off season really and no preseason. I really think with an offseason, a new coaching staff, a lot of these things that are going to, if he's quarterback one, they're going to, obviously the play calling is going to be around him. And I think that if it's centered around him instead of, just throwing him in and trying to play to his strengths, the whole offense is going to be predicated off his strengths and what this offense can do. And Nick Sirianni talked about that, how he plays the player's strengths and, a lot less thinking and a lot more playing. And people are, that's stupid. It's like, no, not really. If you've ever played the game, you can't overthink it, man. Like there's a lot of thinking that goes into things, but you got to also let people play. And I think that on offense and Jonathan Gannon on the defensive side of the ball, I think we're about to see a big change, and I'm excited for it, man. These guys are younger. They know how the game is changing. They're willing to adjust. They're willing to play to players' strengths. You're going to see a lot of Jalen Reagor. Hopefully Michael Clay uses him on special teams. Talk about, Nick Sirianni and Steven Steichen finding a way to just get him the ball. The dude, Jalen Reagor's good, man. So I think if they use him correctly, Travis Fulgham hopefully keeps growing. Talk about Greg Ward playing that slot very well. Quez Watkins and Hightower, who knows what will happen there. Arthega Whiteside, dear God, doubt he makes the team, but who knows? And then, year three, you never know. We talked about Aguilar in year three, and look what happened. I can't talk. I don't know what's going on. I got the Sirianni syndrome. Don't leave me, guys. Don't leave me now just because. But, whatever, man. I'm excited. It's sad, but I'm looking for the excitement just like I was when Hurts came in. They all got off a bus together. Most people would think they are just in town for a business meet. Yeah, dude, seriously. Like, hey. But, honestly, they are a lot of unknown names, but we've talked about them. You got Nick Sirianni. Let's make them household names. Jemal Singleton, Shane Steichen, Aaron Moorhead, Brian Johnson, Jason Michael, Kevin Patullo, Jeff Stoutland, Tracy Rocker, Denard Wilson, Jonathan Gannon, Jay Valai, Nick Rallis, and then Michael Clay. See, you guys know who they are. They are our coaches. So these are the guys that are going to hopefully lead us into the promised land. Maybe some will be let go in the near future. Maybe some will stick around for a few years. I just hope that these guys are around for a while and we build something special. And maybe it's with Hurts, maybe whatever, someone else. But just trying to believe in this damn team. All I want to see is the Birds win. That's what it comes down to. I like Hurts, but I don't think he's the franchise. Well, I have no idea if he is or isn't. But, you talk about a mobile quarterback, that hopefully can throw the ball. You've seen he definitely made some throws as well that were pretty nice. If he could still work on that, he's still young. So I'm not ready to give up on him. But, yeah, it's kind of scary to put all your chips on this kid when you have Carson Wentz. But you saw Carson Wentz regression. So you don't know if he keeps regressing or if he got better. But, the thought was Sirianni was brought in, all these guys, and everybody was pissed off. Like, we knew what it was. I told you it was for Carson Wentz. And it's like, well, I don't know, man, if that's the case. So maybe just chill your britches with all your stupid-ass narratives. But, I'm hopeful for Hurts. That's it. And I want to see what this coaching staff does with him. And I think, you've seen a lot of excitement from a lot of these quarterbacks that can run. We've seen it throughout the years, man. But the thing is, a lot of them, Lamar Jackson's one of the quarterbacks that, I think really doesn't throw the ball well. But, he's found a way to succeed. But if you look at Jalen Hurts, I think he can actually improve more than Lamar Jackson can in the passing game. So I'm hopeful for him, man. I think that this Eagles team isn't as far off as most people think. I like Hurts upside, but still feel they did Carson very dirty, and that's the problem. I'm sitting here talking about it, but here's the thing. I only love the Eagles logo. I love bleeding green. It's about the birds for me. So it's already pretty much done with. And that pisses me off to no end. And we talked about all year that if Howie Roseman were still here, and he would be, and he is, I would be pissed. So I'm pissed. Yes. But the thing is, now it's all on Howie. If Jalen Hurts fails, then he's got to go. And then we finally get the true change we need. But maybe Howie makes some good trades. Maybe he makes a really awesome trade. He's been driving up the cost for Carson Wentz. Maybe we get something great. We get 2 really good draft picks in the first round. Maybe we actually make really good picks in those draft picks. We'll pray to God. So make those great picks, and you've got other picks other than the first round. You've got to hit on those too. Obviously, you can't create controversies you don't need. We need depth. So you do that, and John Dorsey's gone now, so that scares me. But Howie's Lone Ranger there, and I'm scared. I am very scared. But he's putting all his chips on Jalen Hurts. That's why he drafted him. Now we're finding out. They've talked about Doug Peterson wanted, obviously Carson, and Howie wanted Jalen. Well, now he's getting his way. Doug's gone. And it looks like Carson's going to be gone. Holy hell. Howie will never go. Lori will make him a janitor before he fires him. But we talk about that. Put him back in the closet. Don't care what you got to do. Make somebody else in charge of player personnel. Because, you had Joe Douglas. You had Andrew Berry. When people talk about the years he was successful, it's like, yeah, well, those names I just mentioned were there helping him. No, they're not. Now you see what's been happening. And, John Dorsey was here to help. And apparently he helped last year. I don't know how much he helped with that, but yeah. I'm just trying to, hey, look, we even got new strength and conditioning coach. So, we got rid of the ones we had. So it's like, look, we're making changes everywhere. So I just want to see this team hopefully head in the right direction. And I'm going to stay positive about it, man. You see all the new coaches here. We've been talking about them every day that we hire one or bring one back. We've been talking about each and every coach, letting you guys learn a little bit about it. If you've missed any, I can send you to the videos or just tell you about it. You're always welcome to reach out to me. I always love when you guys do. Love answering any questions you have. Even if it's some BS, you want to make sure that, there's some truth to it. I'll happily try to help my best because some of the ones you guys send me are hilarious. But we sift through it, man. Don't we? We do our best, guys. But, I love doing this for you guys, and I have been locked in. Obviously, I'm locked in every effing day of my life for this stuff because I love it and I bleed green and I love doing this for you guys. But this, obviously, with the whole head coaching thing, wasn't going to happen. Then it happened. Who's going to be the new head coach? Oh, my God. Now it's Carson. Oh, my God. So got to be ready. I'll be ready when it happens. My God, I will let you know. I'll hop on. We'll talk about it. We'll talk about what we get back for it. It's going to be wild. 10 years from now, Howie will still be here. Yes. So we talked about the janitor role. He might be, in the cafeteria. Not sure what his role would be, but apparently he likes Gary from down at the cafeteria. You guys hear me talk about him all the time. He's the one giving all the intel to everybody because, Gary from down at the cafeteria is, Howie just needs to get down there and tell him because that's the people that he tells, people that work inside that. Shut up. Anyways, the source of mine said, you're full of shit. Anywho, don't get me wrong. I think Howie should do what he does best. Drafting and free agents is not his. Well, he has it on a couple, trading and bringing in free agents. Torrey Smith, Alshon Jeffrey. I think, we got to give him some credit for some of the things he's done. We've talked about a lot of his names, Chris Long, Michael Bennett, all kinds of things that need to happen. Again, you add the nostalgia train after that. You held on to so many of these veterans when it was just a perfect storm, right time. You got to hit that, man. You got to have the right amount of young talent with some veteran presence to help out. So we'll see, man. This team is far from done. We see the coaching staff here, but you're talking about, a lot of these players are going to be gone. A lot of these people maybe restructured. But there's going to be a whole new regime here, and I can't wait to see it because we knew what we had. We saw what it was. We knew we needed change, so we got that change. Let's just embrace it. I know it's scary. Things look frightening because you don't know who any of these players are or coaches are. And, well, we've been talking about them. We've been getting to know them. we're going to keep getting to know them, and hopefully they succeed for the Philadelphia Eagles. That's all I want. That's all I want. That's all I want. That era of you old, we move on, needs to come back. That era of you old, we move on. Well, here's the thing. Yeah, exactly. I think Jason Peters was brought back because of injuries, and years before that, we had the whole slew of veteran guys, but still getting injured. And it was like, what are we doing here? Sproles being brought back. Come on, dude. I love the guy, but this is ridiculous. Jason Peters we're going through now. Still have Alshon Jeffrey, who I don't think will be here, or Deshaun Jackson. So I love the guys, but I think we need to get younger. We've talked about a lot of that younger talent that needs to step it up, and we'll see what we have in them. But this is a little talk tonight about those coaches. Just wanted to get to know Jemal Singleton today, and then briefly talk about any of the other ones, see what you guys had to say about it. But what's this? That whole Andy Stretch was what I meant. You hit 30, good chances. Yeah, exactly. You can't keep older players around for too long. And how he said he was going to do that, didn't do that too much. We'll see this year. You need to. Let's go. But yeah, that's all for tonight, ladies and gentlemen. If you need anything, you know the drill. You can always reach out, whether it be about football, anything. Always here for you guys, whatever it be. So I hope you guys are all having a fantastic Monday. Hope you guys all enjoyed your Super Bowl Sunday yesterday. I didn't. But yeah, have yourselves a great night. I will be back tomorrow with everything. Hey, thank you, man. Thank you to everybody who tuned in. I appreciate it. For those of you with the likes, subscribing, all that stuff truly helps. I truly do appreciate all of you guys. I will be back tomorrow, or I'll be back if any kind of crazy news comes. But yeah, I'm always here every day for you guys. I will return. If you need anything, seriously, reach out. All right, guys, have yourselves a great night. And as always, go!